Pleasant Grove Police.
I just found something in my garage. It's been wrapped up in a plastic bag that stinks.
Okay, what is it?
It's a little baby.
Pleasant Grove Police received this chilling 911 call. Upon arrival, they met Darren West, who was visibly shaken after speaking with his wife, Megan Huntsman, about the grim discoveries in his garage.
And I just said, what the hell is this? What have you done? I always found something.
Get that for
Don't talk, please. Don't talk, please.
Yeah, it could be more. Like I said, I can't remember a damn thing.
How many do you think there would be?
Holy what is going on?
Pleasant Grove Police.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Can I have an officer come to this address?
And your name?
My name's Darren West. I just found something in my garage. I think it's a miscarriage.
Can you be more specific? What do you mean by a miscarriage you found?
I have no idea. Just please send an officer up here.
It sounds like you may need medical.
It's been wrapped up in a plastic bag that stinks.
Okay, what is it?
It's a little baby.
When police arrived at Pleasant Grove, Utah, they saw the garage door wide open, and Darren stood outside with his family, who had come to help him move in. Just one look at him, and the officers knew they were in for something dreadful.
Who lives here? 1, 2, 3.
Double house, the basement upstairs are 2 different.
See, we've been cleaning the garage. And then, got a 48-hour pass. And I have... I'm trying to get, because I've been gone for so long. And
anyway, there was a box over there. It was all wrapped up. And he says, what is this?
The box in question was an ordinary-looking fruit box, sitting just outside the garage, and its exterior was tightly sealed with electrical tape. Inside, they found a bag, also wrapped in layer upon layer of duct tape, as if someone desperately wanted to keep whatever was inside, hidden forever. When the investigators finally peeled it open, what they discovered would haunt them for years to come. It was the lifeless body of a fully decomposed baby.
There were boxes from floor to ceiling on all 3 walls. There's hundreds of boxes. How are we going to get through all of these? We contacted the medical examiner's office, and they sent out an investigator. Bewilderment, shock. I was speechless. How could you fathom something like that?
The officers quickly sealed off the scene, unsure of what had truly happened. But one thing was clear. It was now a homicide investigation. They began searching the area, moving from box to box, not knowing that what they had just uncovered was just the beginning of a much darker and more chilling story. But the question was, where was Megan? Right now, she was the only person who could hold the answers to this troubling mystery.
I was actually scared. I don't know. I was thinking, I have no idea.
Do you remember if the baby was a boy or a girl? So, did anyone know that you were pregnant?
They don't show at all.
And did you tell Darren? Okay. Had you ever stillborn babies prior to that? And on these miscarriages, did they all happen? All right. Is there anything else that you think I should have asked you that I haven't asked you? Is there anything else that you want me to know? And we really want the right thing for this baby, proper burial and closure for you and for your family. Your husband went to prison, you're raising the kids on your own, and you're overwhelmed. And I can understand that. I mean, Darren just found out that he had another kid that he didn't know about. So,
I totally understand that.
what do you think proper closure looks like? Anything else?
Go to jail.
Well, it's clear that we think you should go to jail for this. Do you recognize you've done something wrong? We haven't made any decisions like that. We're still just trying to put the story together at this point.
What struck as odd was Megan's fear of going to jail if the baby was truly a stillborn. If no crime had been committed, aside from the unlawful disposal of the body, why did she carry such a heavy guilt? there was something deeper she wasn't saying, and the detective could feel it. Meanwhile, at the house, the officers pressed on with their search, which led them to another suspicious box. Inside, they uncovered a deeply disturbing scene. That was just the start. Each box they opened carried an overpowering stench, with a strange liquid seeping through the bottom of the bags inside. The officers immediately reported it to Detective Beckstrom, who confronted Megan in hopes to get answers, but nothing could have prepared him for her response.
We have investigators in this right now. They found a second baby. There's others? How many?
I'm sure. I've gone through many drugs and stuff during it all. I can't even remember.
When?
All through the years.
Core.
If it's easier for you to remember, if you want to start after you had your first child, when you had the first miscarriage.
Right after we moved in, I can't even remember. I don't remember. They were all stillborn. Every one of them.
Were they full term?
No.
Okay, so how many do you think will we find in the garage? Did you put all 4 in the garage?
Yeah.
Did you keep them in the same place in the garage? What did you?
Right there. Covered.
Okay. And so all 4 boxes are in the same place? Okay. Well, I just want to be able to relay to the detectives what they're going to find. And so all 4
yes.
Are in the
yes.
cabinet in the garage?
Yes.
Why didn't you call for help?
I'm afraid people know I'm pregnant.
I mean, this is Utah. It's not common for you to have kids.
Well, it's kind of shown because I was so young.
Several years later, though, when this happened, so young.
Like I said, the drugs, they mess with you. Bad.
So you're telling me that because you were on drugs, you weren't making good decisions?
Exactly.
Does it feel better to tell the truth? We've talked about a lot of decisions because we're doing search warrants still. Because of the seriousness of this, they are also going to obtain a search warrant for your house in West Valley. Is there anything in that house that we need to know about before?
For me, no. All that's up there is my clothes.
Okay. So, yeah, the baby's been in the garage the whole time?
I never moved them or anything. But yeah, they've been in the garage the whole time.
So we're talking 8 years ago?
Yes.
I mean, you told me earlier that you put the boxes with the babies in the cabinet. Did you ever take them out of that cabinet? I imagine in the last 9 years, stuff's been in and out of it.
I didn't think so because I was just there a month or so ago getting my bed and stuff out of there and just seeing it sitting there. Right.
And so did anyone in the world know that the baby was in the garage? Okay. Well, they're saying one of the boxes was on a stack of shelves next to the cabinet. Why would it be there?
So I moved it or something, but it's not thinking.
Do you know when that might have been?
Before I left. I did. I mean, I haven't been in that place. I've only once since I moved out.
I want to make sure that there's more weight on your shoulders. Okay. When you have these babies, you said after they were born and they were blue and you try to get them to breathe. What would you do to try to get them to breathe?
I got so scared. You know.
I don't.
Sorry, like shake them. Sorry. Like that.
Did you have like the suction cup they used to clean out their mouths?
Use my finger and stuff.
You described you had the one tub. Then you filled the tub and had.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah.
Was that baby alive when it was born?
For a short time. Well, you'd think if I had been in the house, it was cry, so you know.
Well, you say you think it was for a short time. What was it moving? Did it start to breathe?
No, it wasn't breathing. I could see it for a heartbeat.
For how long?
Very
long. When he was in prison, that you were on the toilet. Was that when he was born? Okay. Where were the other two born? The one in bed when he was born. Do you think it might have been for a short time as well?
Yeah, might have.
Did you kill the baby after it was born? What we need is the truth. Which one?
No, I was just so scared. I was so on drugs so bad.
How did you?
Yeah.
Do you think all four of these babies were alive when they were born?
I'm pretty sure one of them wasn't.
And did you know the others?
Yes, okay.
And you just put them in a towel, put them in garbage bags, and then put them in a box and put it in the garage. So one was dead when it was born, and the other three you. Why did you go?
Oh no. Scared, I was in shock.
Have you ever told anyone this?
No, I never shot myself.
So when we run DNA tests, will they all be Darren's?
Yes or no?
Is there anything else we need to know about?
But concerned that they haven't told me everything. How many do you think there possibly could be?
Honestly, I don't know. Before I think of, but I don't.
Okay. They are up to 5. And so now that there's 5, are you still only certain that one of them was dead when it was born? And so the other 4 were alive?
Yeah, it could be more. Like I said, I can't remember a damn thing.
How many do you think there would be?
Let's say 8 or 9.
When they're done searching the garage, they are going to search the rest of the house. Will they find any more?
No.
Okay. So there could be 8 or 9?
Yeah, could be. But I know there's no more than that. And I know there's none in the house. I mean, the smell in the house.
Did the smell from the garage ever come in the house? Or just the out of the garage?
People said there was some smell, you know, in the somewhere. We had chats and stuff, and you know, and I think it was always just blamed on them.
They would just leave it open. And if you're saying Darren never knew?
No, but I told you, I've kept this to myself for 18 years.
So I'm the only person that you've ever told?
Yes.
When I talked to you earlier, you mentioned that Darren should have known. What do you mean by that? Did you tell her?
I don't know why. I think my mind was just so out of it. You know, I didn't even, all I focused on was the But, you know, how can you sleep with someone every night and not know?
When we're talking about Darren knowing that you were pregnant because he's in your bed, those are miscarriages. So did you just tell him that you miscarried? Okay. And so when you told him it was a miscarriage, he never asked what you did with the miscarriage. Okay.
Justice for 6 babies killed right after birth by their own mother as she pleads guilty to 6 counts of murder.
And the judge gave her the maximum sentence that could keep her locked up for the rest of her life.
On February 12, 2015, Megan was formally charged with 6 counts of first-degree murder. Having admitted to killing 6 of her children while claiming one was stillborn, she was sentenced to 6 terms of 5 years to life to be served consecutively, which meant she would spend the rest of her life in prison. The case left everyone involved deeply shaken. It was incomprehensible how a mother could commit such horrific acts. It also highlighted the devastating impact of drugs, which had completely destroyed Megan's mental health and led her down this dark and tragic path. If it's a case you'd like us to cover, don't hesitate to drop your recommendations in the comments section below. Until next time, stay safe and keep your eyes peeled for the next mystery to unfold.